Pay the price. Pay the price. Nothing comes for nothing. You can get nothing on a platter of gold. Nothing of value is free. If at all you get it free, somebody somewhere paid for it. So there is a price to be paid for success. There is a price you need to pay to achieve the kind of life that you desire. There is a price you need to pay to achieve your goals. There is a price you need to pay to achieve all your dreams. So if you want success in any area, in any aspect of your life, then you must be ready to pay the price. We live in a world where people want to get the it without wanting to go through the stress of going into the forest to chop down the wood, bring it home, use it to make fire so that they can get the it. They want to get the it for nothing. That's not possible. They want success, but they don't want to pay the price and follow the due process. And that's why today people are on the fast track, fast food, fast this, fast that, because they don't want to spend the time, go through the stress of preparing the food. But if you want success, to achieve success, you must be ready to pay the price. Because I'm telling you, there is a price to pay. I'm not a motivational speaker or an inspirational speaker that will tell you, oh, you can achieve your dream. You can take your income from 20,000 naira to 200,000 naira in a month. I will tell you the truth. There is a price to pay. I will not just tell you, oh, you can achieve your dream. Just dream it, just see it, and you will have it. I'm not going to tell you that only. I'm going to tell you that there is a price you need to pay to achieve it. And the level of the success you will attain depends on how much price you are willing, you are ready to pay. Take for example, you want to be a communicator, you want to be an inspirational speaker just as I am, you want to be a conference speaker, you want to be a public speaker. There is a price you need to pay. You must be good at using words. You must be good at relating with people on an emotional level. In fact, you must you must know the psychological and physiological state of those people that you are communicating with, and these are the price that you must pay to be a good communicator. In fact, you must learn the lexis and structure of the language you want to use to communicate with people, and also you must be able to practice and practice. So that's the price. Anything that you want to achieve on this earth, there is a price that you yourself need to pay. And how much of the price you are ready to pay determines the level of the success that you are going to achieve. Take for example somebody that is a leader, or the person wants to be a pastor, and a person you eat anyhow, you talk anyhow, you smoke. You cannot be successful that way. You must be ready to pay the price. As a leader, you must build character, or else people will not follow you. So anything you want to achieve, there is a price that must be paid. So whenever you say, okay, I want to buy my own car in the next 3 months, the question is, are you willing, are you ready to pay the price to achieve that goal? How much of the price you are ready to pay determines how sooner or whether you even achieve the goal in the first place. So you must be ready to pay the price. So today I'm going to take the time to share with you some of the prices that you need to pay to achieve the kind of life that you desire. And the first one is you must pay the price of education. And I'm going to dwell much on this, even if this is the only reason, the only price I can speak on today. I will be satisfied. You must be ready to pay the price of education. you must be ready to pay the price of education. Go to school, get yourself educated, do everything in your power to ensure that you go to school. Oh, you may say, John D, I don't have a father, even my mom is dead, and you say I should go to school, I should do everything in my power. How am I going to get it done? You get it done anyway. If there is a will, I'm telling you, there is a way. They have countless history, is pregnant with people that are orphan, and yet they add work to themselves through their education. So you can do the same. Even if I know nobody, I can talk of Sunday Adelaja. He lost those that he was an orphan, and he lost those people that can help him, that can sponsor his education. He lost them at the age of 6 years old. So he took to the bush. He would go to the bush, chop down firewood, take it home, sell it, oxy ripples all around the street, all to get himself educated. And he did that successfully to the secondary education, and after his secondary education he got scholarship to study in Ukraine, and the rest, they say, is history. So if he can do that, you can also do it. I also remember I lost my dad in 300 level. My mom is a civil servant. So about 5 children, only one has graduated. So the remaining 4 were in school. Even the salary of my mom to take care of herself and to take care of her school fees is not that enough. So what do I have to do? God in his infinite mercy gave me a scholarship at that time, but the scholarship was not regular. So while I was in my final year, I need to do project and there was no money to do it. And what did I do? I said I must be ready to pay the price. So I spoke with my classmate. I said, see, your project, I'm ready. I'm going to do everything. You just give me the project, type it out, the printing, the binding, everything. I will do that stress for you. I will do the stress for all. For you is to pay me the money. Instead of 800 naira, you give me 1,000 naira for each project, and I'm going to get it done. And they did that. I got so many clients, so my classmates anyway, and I was able, from that money, I was able to do my home project. I was able to buy other books to invest. I buy books to read and all of that from the money. It was later on they now send me the project money. I've already done that. The money, I left it in my account. So that's what we are saying. You must be ready to pay the price of education. Pay the price of education. Do whatsoever it takes. Just tell yourself, I don't care if my dad dies, I don't care, my mom is no more, it's none of my business. What I know is I'm going to be educated, because that's one of the price you need to pay to achieve the kind of life that you desire. You must be ready to pay the price, because this is what education will do for you. Okay, to sharpen your mind. You say, but Bill Gates left school. Oh, have you forgotten? He went back to school. He went back to school to study. So you need education to train your mind. You need education to sharpen your mind. While you are in school, you will learn to relate with other people, and that's one of the skills you need to achieve the success that you want. You must be able to relate with others successfully, and you learn that while you are in school. You will learn the discipline that you need to do anything that you want to do in life. You learn that in school. All the assignment they will give to you, the lecture, drills, the exam, all of those, they are training you, training your mind, honing your skills, your potentials to be what you want to become. So you need education. You may say, John D, I'm already old. As you're looking at me now, I'm 30 years and I've never been to school. My primary education, they said I should go. I said I'm not going. But now it's too late. I'm telling you, it's not too late. You're not okay. Am I now telling you to go back to school? If you can go. All things are possible. It all depends how much do you want to be educated. But if you say, okay, that's I can't afford that, but there is another way. You can turn your house to your school. That's what we call self-education. You can educate yourself. Educate yourself. Teach yourself how to read and write. You can do that. Abraham Lincoln did it. So you also can do the same. Teach yourself how to read and write. And if you don't know who Abraham Lincoln was one of the greatest presidents the United States had ever witnessed. He didn't go to school, but he taught himself how to read and write. Even at the tail end of his life, he was still reading because he believed in education. So you can train yourself in your line of endeavors. You can train yourself. So education is very, very, very important if you want to achieve the kind of life that you desire. So you must go to school. Don't be tempted to drop out. Don't be tempted to drop out of school. Don't be tempted to drop out of school. This is to somebody. Don't drop out. Don't drop. At least finish your first degree. Finish it and get your certificate so that you can tell people that you are educated. Why? Because there are some places you will not be able to enter if you don't have that certificate in your hand. You want to achieve success. Okay, what you want to do is a business. Don't you know you need a job? You need money to start that business. You need to get a job. That's the starting point. When you get down, with what are you going to get the job? With your certificate. And if you don't have certificate, I'm telling you, the duration it will take you to achieve your financial dream will be longer. But if you have a certificate, you just apply for a job, save enough money, and then you can now say, okay, you're not working again, and start doing something on your dream. So you need education. Pay the price of education. And you may say, but John D, see, I'm educated. In fact, I graduated from one of the prestigious university in Nigeria, and I love reading because I know that readers, they are leaders, and leaders are readers. I know, but you can imagine, I have 4 books to read in a month, and before I'm even done with the book, they've released like 1,000 more books on that topic. Then how am I going to keep up? How am I going to keep up? See, I used to wonder that way before. Then when I hear some people, take for example, you say, I read and read. I was like, you say I read 4 books, and one of each of them I read at least 4 times. I was like, where did you get the time? You are busy up and down doing this and that, and you still have time to read. How come? How on earth did you get the time? I used to wonder that way until I laid my hand on Jim Quick's book titled Limitless, and there he shared how we can improve our speed reading. And I was like, this book, where have you been all this while? Where have you been? If I had laid my hand on that book before, I would have read a lot in the area of my calling. So I advise you get that book, Limitless by Jim Quick. There it takes us through the step of improving our speed reading, but I'm going to explain it to you in a way that you can understand, so you can improve your reading speed. You can improve your reading speed. And the first thing that you need to learn how to do is, you know, the level at which you are reading now. How many words can you read per minute? And how are you going to determine that? Just take a book that is very easy. You know, there are some authors that the way they write, you have to rack your brain, think before you get to know what they are saying. But that's not the kind of book you have to take. Now you take a book that is very easy and simple to read, and then you start from a place and you read for 2 minutes. After that, you mark where you start, and then you mark where you end. You now do what? You count the number of words. After counting it, you divide it by, let's say you read 6 lines or 12 lines. You divide the number of words by 12, and that's how you get the number of words you're reading per line. And then you divide everything by 2 minutes. That's how you know the words you can read per minute. When you know that, then you work on improving it. You work on increasing your speed at which you read. And to do that, I mean, this method that I'm going to teach you, not that you will just read. You know, some people, they read, they don't understand what they are reading. I'm telling you, you will read and you understand what you're reading. So after you have determined and you've calculated the speed at which you read, then you improve your memory. You take drastic step in improving your memory. You take drastic step in improving your memory, which is very, very important. And how are you going to do that? Always rely on mom. Rely on mom. Rely on mom. That is, the first one is motivation. You make sure that the book that you want to read motivates you. You make sure the book you want to read is the book that interests you. You make sure the book that you want to read is a book that you are willing to concentrate your attention on. So make sure that book you are reading gets you motivated, because it doesn't matter. See, no matter how you try to make a fish to climb a tree, you will never do that, because it's not meant to do so. Monkeys climb trees, not fishes. So when you read in your line of interest, you are helping your memory. And then the next one is observation. You make sure you give your attention, you concentrate on what you are reading. And the fourth one is you get the right method. Get the right method. Make sure the book you want to read is one that motivates you. Make sure you observe everything that you're reading, and then take note of the method. Use the right method for you. Use the right method. And now the next thing you need to do is you do aside with rote learning. And I mean rote learning, that's what we learn in school. You know, when we say 2 times 1 2, 2 times 2 4, 2 times 3 6, and you do that, the teacher will repeat it for the pupils like 10 times, and until then it will stick in the pupil's memory. You know, you do away with that. Do away with that rote learning. And then you do away with mind reading too. You are reading, and you are reading with your mind. You are not vocalizing what you're reading, but your mind is vocalizing it. So you do away with that. All of those will hinder the speed at which you read. Now, how are you supposed to read? So when you lay your hand on a book, like, don't read it out, don't read it with your mind, but just use your eye to read it. Use your eye to read it. Just read it. Start and read and read. Just be tracing the line as fast as you could. As fast as you could. In fact, there's something you need to learn about your eye. Your eye can see the whole of the page. I mean, when you have a book before you, that your eye can see the whole of the page at once. You may not believe, but that's what your eye is capable of doing. You know, that stunt, your eye can pull it. I'm telling you, your eye will see everything all at once. So your own is to do what? Just trace your eyes through it. I'm telling you that you need to know something about your brain too. Your brain, everything that is going on, everything that your ear hears, whether you pay attention to it or not, they are recorded by your brain. They are recorded by your brain. So what you just need to do is you just don't bother yourself. Let's say you are reading, I don't know what's up there. Just move ahead. Go right on ahead, and after that chapter, close it and ask yourself questions. You will discover that you will be able to recall 80% of what you've read. Perhaps why you think it's not possible is because you've not tried it before. But try it from today. Get a book and just read. Don't vocalize it, and don't do mind vocalization. Just read it. Trace your eyes as fast as you could. If you think you don't get that point, just continue. And when you are done, close the book and ask yourself questions. I'm telling you, you will be able to give 80% information of what you've read. So you need to improve the speed at which you read. You need to keep up with the speed at which you read. So practice that day in, day out. You discover that the speed at which you read will increase. Now, another price you need to pay for success is you must be diligent. You must be diligent. You must be diligent. Spend hours. You know, Gladcom said that anybody that will be an expertise in any endeavor must have invested 10,000 hours in that his endeavor. So the question is, have you spent 10,000 hours in honing your skills, honing your potentials in that aspect of yours, that thing that you are doing? If you are yet, you are not a pro. So you need to spend time, be diligent at investing time on what you want to do. And then you break the wrong habit. Break the talent is never enough. In fact, gifts and potential, they are never enough. What that can kill your gift, kill your talent, they are your habits. So you must learn to break bad habits and then cultivate new ones. So these are the 3 prices that time permits me to share with you today that you must pay to achieve the kind of life that you desire. Number 1, pay the price for success. Pay the price for success, which is what? Your education, either in the 4 walls of a school or self-education. And then you must be diligent. Yes, thou a man diligent in his business, he will stand before kings and not mere men. Perhaps why you are standing before mere men is because you are not diligent enough in what you are doing. Be diligent enough so that your diligence will take you before kings. And number 3, break the wrong habit. Cultivate the right habit. Wrong habit of sleeping, wrong habit of eating, wrong habit of relating with people. Break all those wrong habits, learn new ones. And as you do that, I'm telling you, you will achieve your success.